to doing at least once a day live streams. It is about a little after 1 o'clock here in the great state of Pennsylvania, and I'm going to get up and go into the kitchen where I can turn a light on. We've got a gray, cloudy day, which is, I think, good for us. I don't particularly like the heat of summer, and the other day it was like 95 degrees. It was a little bit too much too soon. I am not a hot weather person, not even a little bit. And in fact, I told a friend of mine today, I found spring to be boring. Hey, Planet Musk, how you doing? So, yesterday, my gang over at Midnight's Edge Toxic Femininity talked about Moses Ingram, who's playing Reva, no last name, in Kenobi. She's playing one of the Inquisitors, which makes her a bad guy. We've got fans basically being manipulated by Jason Ward and the League Patrol, thinking that it's going to be a bait and switch, and really the show is going to be about Reva. It's not. There's absolutely nothing in the that I've seen that leads me to believe that. But I've got a theory that someone at Lucasfilm who talks to Jason Ward. Now, Jason Ward's a hardcore leftist. He's a woke motherfucker. It doesn't mean that he actually believes everything he says, but the cool kids he still thinks are in charge, and the cool kids are woke folk. So therefore, he's going to help them any way he can. So he posted the bait and switch thing and how Obi-Wan is going to go on a mission to save Leia. First off, I really don't think going on a mission to save Leia is going to really hurt anything if that happens, but I don't really think so. Second of all, the bait and switch with Reva and Obi-Wan is just, and the people that think that are looking for something to cry about. They're looking for something to be pissed off about. They're looking for something to be angry about. I don't live my life that way. I don't know why other people do. And the excuses are, we've been hurt so badly so many times. From the same people who thought Boba Fett was cucked. He wasn't. If he was cucked, I'd have been pissed off. All right. Hail douchebag Kylo, yay. Greatest screen name ever. Well, you can hold on to some hope or whatever, but just because they're interviewing her doesn't mean shit. Okay? Doesn't mean anything. So stop it. Said my prediction is that she does fall back to the light side. Invader kills her. Are we going to get pissed off by that? Are we going to get mad that Obi-Wan was at least able to save her before she gets her useless ass killed? You gotta remember, the Inquisitors are scared shitless of Vader. It's not gonna be woke, douchebag Kylo, just listen to me. Why do people just assume they see a black woman? You know who I blame? I blame the bearded skinny glasses guy, the geeky dudes. I blame them. Look, you guys are being manipulated by both sides. You are. Okay, you are. I expect you to think for yourselves. Now, if you want to disagree with me, that's fine, but you better have a good, intellectually sound argument. All right? Like, the other day, I got in an argument with somebody who was bitching about Kennedy having 2 interviews in the same week, and then trying to deny that everything that happened before doesn't matter anymore. It was. Douchebag Kylo. Here's the deal. Yesterday's video with Doomcock was great because basically it verified what I've been saying and what Cameron's been saying. That Disney wants her gone, and she said to them, apparently, or is insisting, she at least gets a chance to resurrect her legacy before she leaves. Those two articles, in my opinion, well, they're making stupid assumptions hard work. They're stupid assumptions. And they're being egged on by bigger channels than mine. Cameron said she'd be going on a goodbye tour. Glossy, full, spread Anthony Bresnikan or whatever the hell that reporter's name was for Vanity Fair. Then the Hollywood Reporter, which incidentally is Bob Chapek's mouthpiece. We also get told time and time again that Chapek's not doing anything. Now I ask you a question, put a 1 in the chat, since there are only 6 of you here. Has Disney said anything about Roe versus Wade? Put a 1 in the chat if you've not heard them say anything. Nothing. They've said nothing. About 3 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, my paper of choice, the Wall Street Journal, said that allies of theirs in Florida and probably Texas, though they didn't mention Texas, and elsewhere were telling them to shut the fuck up about politics. Okay? Nothing. It's been nothing. So what if they're selling woke shit at Disney right now for a gay month? This is great. My birth month, and they're fucking with it. It's Stephanie's month. Stephanie's month. June is my month. February's Rudy's month. August or June and July is Kojak's month. Okay, that's how we do this. It is just why anybody needs a month for anything, I don't know. But, pride goeth before a fall. Pride is the greatest of all mortal sins. It is the first sin. We all know what happens after that. They're selling the shit, kid shit, rainbow colored, the Skittles Brigade. They're not going to sell any of that. Yes, Kylo. They're not going to sell any of it. I'm going to tell you guys something. How many of you are aware of the streaming series on Disney, Love, Victor? It is a gay high school coming-of-age series. It was supposed to run for 4 or 5 seasons. It's being cut after this season, the 3rd season. They're getting rid of it. You hear any bitching and moaning? You hear any people out there going, oh my God, representation. No, you're not. Why? Because the people who freaked out are now told to shut the fuck up. That's it. It's gross. It's disgusting. And if you go on the internet and say, good, I'm glad we don't need that shit, you will get disgusting. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. The Skittles community really thinks they can get away with shit right now, saying stuff online. Oh my God. Anyway, and then they have the balls to talk about, how dare a Christian? Guess what? I can say what I want. Judge not lest you be judged. And then the rest of it is about that. The rest of that passage is that long. That little part is taken out of context. Okay? It's taken out of context, which is why I can call out a girl for dressing like a slut in church. And on Easter. You know what I'm saying? So, Anyway, they're ending that. Don't be surprised if that bullshit in Lightyear doesn't happen. Don't. They're not going to say anything. No one's going to say anything. You just won't see it. Okay? Anyway, moving on. So, someone at Lucasfilm told Moses Ingram the fans were racist and to not be shocked by their reaction. Great message to put out a few days before the show drops. Okay, it's already getting creamed by the bigger channels who have no fucks to give about Star Wars. It's dead, Jeremy. Ugh. You know, I got no use for those people. As good a thing as that Umbrella guy's been doing with the Johnny Depp thing, we have people within the fan community, Fandom Menace, which I'm not part of, who have fucked us all over. All right? There should be no worry about her and this racist stuff. Do you want to know why? Because these people out there that have bigger channels than I do cannot come up with an articulate response to anything. All right? They're not articulate. They're not well educated. And I'm sorry, but hanging out with Alex Jones, I just... my IQ drops just thinking about him. Okay? And I'm a MAGA person. I'm a libertarian. But there's a point where it's like, that guy's batshit crazy. I don't want nothing to do with him. You know? Yeah, and douchebag Kyle is right. Somebody within Lucasfilm brought this up, but I'm gonna say it's Phantom Menace's fault. Every time I think, what could we do to get Hollywood to understand that we just want good content, I go back to what Zack Snyder said on that charity stream about them being a hate group. And it doesn't matter if you have a lesbian working for you and you're working with black people. All right? Anymore. Okay? You let it get too far. The thing about Andrew Breitbart and what he did, he never let the left set the narrative. So they didn't have it. They couldn't. The reason why he's dead is because they couldn't stop him. And I think he was about to drop the bomb on Hollywood and the elites and some sick shit going on there. Again, who was that reporter? He was a hardcore leftist, but he was an investigative reporter and he was a good one. And he posted on Twitter, I've got information about something so horrible, and I'm paraphrasing, and so upsetting, it'll change everything. A couple of days later, he's driving down the 405, and his car goes poof and kills him. It's a car bomb. Somebody put a bomb in his car. All right. Andrew Breitbart was handed something that was significant before he died. Walks out of a restaurant one night to go back home and collapses. Was he poisoned? I don't know. But there isn't anything that says it's going to be bad. Here's the thing. Moses Ingram is black. She's playing a villain. If Obi-Wan manages to turn her back to the light side and Vader kills her, you're going to see the usual suspects who I've been talking about in the Fandom Menace bitching and moaning about how it was a bait and switch. I am going to predict that right now, even though it works. And why are they going to bitch and moan about it? Because that's all they have. And she happens to be a black woman. So guess what? The people that told Moses Ingram that these people are racist over there are going to do. They're going to blame that reaction on racism. And the reason why they get away with it is because the Phantom Menace allowed that to happen. Okay? You can set a narrative. Andrew Breitbart taught us. Here's the story. A plus B equals C. There is that truth, and then here's the truth. If we talk about what the truth is and not getting into a bugaboo about, what's between somebody's legs, etc., etc., all right? Look, I looked at some of the stills from Kenobi. The Empire looks awfully diverse, doesn't it? So does the Alliance. You've got a galaxy that's hundreds of billions of miles wide, with hundreds of billions of different people living there. Oh, douchebag Kylo, you're right. I mean, you are so right. Because Vader is going to kill her. You have to remember that the Inquisitors were Jedi. Well, here's the deal. We allowed them to do it. I was part of that. The reason why I denounce the Phantom Menace now, they're gatekeepers. They can sit there and say they're not, but they are. They're gatekeepers. If you argue with them, Boba Fett was great. They will mock you, laugh at you, single you out for attacks. All right? They've done it to me. I've seen them do it to other people. All right? We allowed that to happen. We did not say, hey, look, in an articulate way, it's not because Rose Tico is Asian. Her character is stupid. Let us explain why. I wouldn't expect any of these people to be able to explain that. I wouldn't expect any of these people to explain why Admiral Holdo sucks. I did. Why? I'm married to a retired Marine Corps colonel. We got married. He was a lieutenant colonel, just about ready to take up his battalion command. So guess what? Because the USMC is a part of the Department of the Navy, I've known admirals. I've known generals, both male and female. Okay? There was nothing about Laura Dern, and I hate her, and I've hated her my whole life. I can't stand looking at her. That was worthy of the rank she held. Okay? Look, if they were trying to make her a differently abled person, then she should not have been an admiral. Okay? She's apparently, from what I've dug up, Claudia Gray basically made her either have Asperger's or she was on the spectrum. Okay, fine. Why does she have to be in the military then? She has no military bearing. If you meet a female Marine Corps general, she's a Marine first. That's first thing she is. She's not, I am a female before everything and you must bow before me. She's a fucking Marine. Okay? Holdo is, I'm a bisexual, I can't remember what I did yesterday, person on the spectrum wearing an inappropriate outfit with hair the color of sick, and you must love me. Oh, Euler Greg, I do too. I think it's going to be great. Euler Greg, you guys, is one of the best people in my wrench collection. He is great. I've known him, God, I think since 2017. Ryan, they don't understand the military. Thank you, douchebag Kylo. So those were the reasons. Oh, that's okay. I knew what you meant. Those are the reasons why I couldn't stand Haldo. And I didn't really think representation of that sort needed to be in this movie. It didn't serve the plot anything. Did it? No. But you can't tell these people that the moment you and they put up this armor. She's an Asian girl. You can't hate her. She's playing a bisexual crazy woman. You can't hate her. Oh, really? I don't hate her because she's any of that. I hate her because her character sucks. Okay? Her character sucks. And where in episodes 1 through 6 did any of that ever creep into the plot anywhere? Or rear its ugly, divisive head? Nowhere. Nowhere. We can't bring up the fact that they reduced Finn to token status. And I find it fascinating that leftist people, awfuls, and the beta males that enable them treat black men like shit. Okay? There's a reason why Kennedy had to go through a session with John Boyega. Look what she did to him. All right? You can't tell me that that is the fans' fault for pointing that out. He was the only new character that was tolerable. I mean, call me a misogynist, but Ray sucked. Ray sucked. There's no reason for Daisy Ridley to share any screen time with Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher at all. Yeah, and it's not working anymore, but hard work, what I'm saying is that we should have been better at articulating that. Okay? Now, we weren't because the wrong people were gathering subscribers. Okay? And now we're where we're at. I myself am watching this right now. Oh, if you're talking about, yeah, well, you're right, 14B face. I don't get money for this. Well, Ray was very douchebag Hilo. Ray was well, here's the deal. I almost think that someone should start a blog-like thing like Breitbart did because he rocked the boat. Look, he got Anthony Weiner kicked out of Congress. He did. I mean, he did. Okay, we need someone like that who's a libertarian, who doesn't show signs of fanaticism, who wouldn't be caught dead hanging out with Alex Jones, to put, oh, Lonely Seth is right, to start a website to talk about the news. And be very, look, when I'll bring up the Depp trial, you have Amber's version of the truth. You have Johnny's version of the truth. But we're here to tell what the truth really is. Okay? That's what we need. All right? And if I had the money to start it up, I would be in the shadows. I'd probably write stuff for it under a pseudonym. But we'd have to keep. Yeah, Euler Greg is right. And I'm going to tell you something. Jon Favreau is one of us. Okay? He's one of us. He knows what we want. He knows where it's going. Okay? The fact that Moses Ingram was told that, if I were him, I'd have taken her to the side and said, that's not true. That's not true. That is armor for them because they did a bad job with the sequel trilogy. Okay? All right? If I were him, I would have done that. Whoever takes over Lucasfilm is going to have those people have a come to Jesus moment. Here's what we're doing. No more woke shit. If I hear any of you attacking fans for being racist, you're gone. How do we get it to that point? Well, it's coming to that point. And hard work is right there too. I mean, he's right there too. But the fact of the matter is, the fans aren't racist. But we've let people at Lucasfilm like Pablo Hidalgo in. Was it me? Did Doomy mention him? Oh hell, I'm dying of cancer. No, you asshole. You fucking long-nosed prick. Sorry for saying that. Okay, guys, to the rest of my subscribers. I almost died of pneumonia. Why? I want you to answer me a question. You hear someone like this with a voice like this, you automatically say something shitty to him. Why? Do you smoke? Do you? Mind your own business. It's another thing. Well, I'm just getting over COVID. But see that? This is none of your business. All right? I did a video on my voice. Go look for it. I just, look, every once in a while, some asshole will come on here and go, there's something wrong with your voice. And I'm going to be really sarcastic about going back to him because that pisses me off. Okay? All right, do you think I like this? Do you think this is great? I'm grateful to be here. Oh, I am. COVID's gone. It's just residual congestion. But let me explain COVID. It's like having the flu. It's not the flu though. Okay, just so you know. So nobody out there in the left freaks out. It's not the flu. The flu kills people too, but COVID's special. But it's like the flu. Blake, she is a leftist. She's an affluent, white, female, ultra-leftist. So when you hear me refer to awful, that's what she is. Okay? She is, Jade Fonda is, Lily Tomlin is, Kathy Griffin is, Chelsea Handler is, oh God, what is it? Silver. Sarah Silverman is. Well, they are racists. Look, here's the deal. There's another way you could go about looking at this. You could say, look, we're not the ones that took John Boyega off the poster, shrank him to the size of almost nothing for the posters in China. You are. Oh, I call BS too, Blake. I'm like, you are. You're the racists. You're the ones that dressed Kelly Marie Tran and in a fucking potato suit and made her look ugly. We're not. We pointed it out. She deserved better. We're the ones who are insulted by Laura Dern. Not because she's a woman, but because her character did not belong in that movie. Period. She was there for representation. Okay? And to piss people off, which is exactly what Ruin Johnson did. I mean, when I think about us allowing them to get away with calling us racists, and basically saying, if you don't like female Ghostbusters, you're a misogynist. Well, I don't like female Ghostbusters, but I'm a female, so how can I be a misogynist? All right? You don't like the Force Awakens, you're a misogynist and you're a racist. It sucked. It took me a year to admit that too. Ask Euler Greg. The Force Awakens sucked. Oh, Blake, you're right. You're totally right. All right? You got Finn looking at Harrison Ford, who's would never have done that to John Boyega. Oh, I was in sanitation. He couldn't be a regular stormtrooper, a sharpshooter, whatever. Here's the deal. We've got channels going on Glenn Beck. There's a reason why Glenn Beck left Fox News. He's nuts. Okay? All right? If you want the mainstream media to take you seriously, you cannot hang out with people like him or people like Alex Jones. All right? I have a very good friend, Dana Lash, who worked for Glenn Beck. She left. And she's doing better now. All right? It's the company you keep. All right? If you want to be taken seriously by Fox News, by Newsmax, by One America News, by any of them, you do not take invitations to go on the Glenn Beck show. I'd be like, I can't do that. I don't care if it draws attention to my channel or whatever. I don't want my name associated with that. She's awesome. She is great. She's great. She is. Well, they did. But we're the racists for pointing that out. We're the racists because they turned her into Chairman Mao's fourth wife? No! They insult your intelligence and yell at you for pointing out what they did wrong. The Emperor has no clothes. Yes, he is. He's wearing a three-piece suit. No, he's not. Euler Greg is right. We are winning the culture war. I just told you that Disney is quietly cutting woke shit out. They're not talking about abortion. They're not talking anymore about the LGBTQ XYZ. Fucking I don't care. Okay? Look. Everybody here, no matter who they are, deserves well-written stories. They deserve well-rounded characters. It is not that difficult to take Finn and turn him into a sharpshooter, maybe an officer. Okay, do you think J.J. Abrams, who, Kennedy threw under the bus, could do that? She was. She was. It was. This is, all right, here's the reason why I really hate Holdo. She appeared in that book, Princess Leia by Claudia, the sexually obsessed Gray. And she's supposed to have a crush on Leia, but Leia was like, no, I'm not interested. But Ryan Johnson implied, because he was like, fuck you fans, fuck you. And that's exactly why he did it. Didn't give a shit. Look, these people were not serious. JJ was never serious. JJ can go disappear into one of his mystery boxes. Okay? There you go. You were in sanitation. Harrison Ford probably didn't really think about speaking up and saying, why did you do this to this character? The only black character in the movie, and you're tokenizing him, JJ? If Harrison had said that to him, that would never have happened. Now, he didn't. Fast forward, the sequel trilogy is long over. And Kennedy's trying to pretend either it didn't happen or somebody else's fault. Get to Indy 5. And Harrison gets hurt like within the first week. And the show is basically on hiatus till he apparently got better. I have a theory that he saw the script, because I think Doomcock was right. That Daily Mail shit that came out last October, there's the same thing. That's exactly what Doomcock said it was. And no, they didn't get it from Doomcock. I think, and I'm gonna go and I'll stand on the precipice of the cathedral somewhere and crow this out as loud as I can, that Harrison Ford slow rolled that injury to stop that script. And in October, while she's getting interviewed for the PGA, Producers Guild of America, he or somebody at Disney, Chapek, put those rumors out there in the general public. And suddenly, Indiana Jones 5 gets pushed all the way back from this July to next July, a year. And everything else that Kennedy was working on gets canceled. Children of Bud and Blown, it's at Paramount now. The Acolyte, crazy Leslie Hadlin just added some nondescript person to the list on IMDb. But Kennedy says it's somewhere in the distance still. And the rumors are it's been, filming's been pushed to October. What's October? The end of Disney's fiscal year. Yep, and what Euler Greg said was true. I think, based on what happened last October, what those two stories that came out last week said, is that Kennedy's getting ready to leave. All right. And I don't think she's going to be around much longer. I talked to Cameron about this. I've talked to other people, and this is her goodbye. Oh, you should. You should. And the reason why I say this is because these two stories, as glossy and everything that they were supposed to be, were negative. Go back and read them. Go back and read them. Go back and look at them. Look at the subtext. No one else does this. No one else does this but me, okay? And it's a source of pride for me. I don't look at the shallow surface, all right? I look at what they're really saying, what is between the words. Look at the picture of Favreau with her. She's looking off in one direction, and Favreau's holding on to that, whatever that is, looking like he's going to break it. They hate each other. Why? She fucked him over with Gina. All right? And they're going to have to put up with her shit until she's gone. But when I read that, you can pretend that all the other stuff I just talked about, her losing all of her stuff, her not having any more power over Star Wars, you can say, you can say that doesn't matter because these two stories, they all go together. They all go together. Andre would agree with me. They all go together. To one point, she is leaving sooner rather than later. Okay, now I'm not going to say they're going to make an announcement this week, but I'd be very surprised to see her show up. And John and Dave, they're getting an entire panel to themselves on Saturday. All right? The first panel on Thursday morning, I've got a good friend who just got to Los Angeles last night or this morning for celebration. I'm not jet lagged, bullshit. You'll feel it. Oh yeah, Greg is right. Euler Greg is right. He's got tickets to the first panel. This is where they're going to talk about all the new stuff coming out. Look for the John Watts movie to be mentioned. Maybe even The Acolyte. Though I think that, hey Dave. No, I'm not. I'll have to look it up. Maybe you could send an email, okay? Anyway, look for The Acolyte to be announced or something about it. I'm iffy on that. If it happens, whatever. It's meaningless. They'll talk about Mando Season 3. They'll talk about Andor. They'll talk about Ahsoka. That's it. And maybe, maybe we'll get lucky and find out they're going to do Rangers of the New Republic. I still say they should take the woman who played the female Tusken Raider and make her Cara Dune. Dye her hair black if they have to. Apparently, Gina's blonde now. Okay. But those will be the announcements. Okay. Now, High Republic has got a panel. And, all right, here's something I want you to pay attention to. In the coming months, well, Red Letter Media, look, Ichibaka, do you guys remember him? Do you remember him? All right, he was doing those blogs about me, and when they let Gina go, he just gave up and took his toys and went home. That pissed me off. That I was like, that is not, that you did exactly what they wanted you to do. Exactly. You did exactly what they wanted you to do. All right? I got no respect for that. Or what? No, what was my point? Ichibaka. Oh, he did a story about why George sold Lucasfilm. Back in 2010, whatever, George wanted to expand his operations in Marin County. Marin County would not let him do it, would not give him the zoning permits. And I think that, along with the fans who hate the prequel trilogy, forced him to sell Lucasfilm. And when I talk to prequel haters, I just look at them and go, you know, when's the last time you saw it? Oh, when it came out in 99. All right, I saw all three in the theater. Wasn't happy. First blush, I was like, George, what? Then I saw The Force Awakens. So then I bought all three prequel trilogy movies and watched them. And then I was like, holy shit, these are great. These are much better than what we just got here. There's actually a story here. Sure, there's clunky dialogue. Look, if the original trilogy came out today, the same people who were crucifying George over the prequels would be crucifying him over the original trilogy. Okay? All right, so shut up. It was a combination of many factors. But I do believe prequel haters need to take their lumps in this. All right? To have the temerity to shit all over George for the prequels and to attack Jake Lloyd and Hayden and then turn around and do the same shit to the sequel trilogy? Fuck off. All right, look. You're not resonating with me. You're not. Why? Because you haven't given the prequels a chance, again, like I did, because I'm intellectually honest. But you attacked the sequels, well done, basically for the same fucking reasons, in lots of ways. Blake, I think he did care a lot about Han. I think he likes to play that up in the media, but he basically told Larry Kasdan during the filming of TFA that he regretted leaving after the first movie. And he should have signed on for all three. And I think the reason why he has been less out there about this is because I'm sure Carrie and Mark told him what they were doing to their characters. And I'm gonna say this. If Harrison Ford had been in TLJ and they tried to fuck with Mark the way they were fucking with him, Rian Johnson would have been fired. Harrison would have said, fuck out of here. I am not moving another foot until he's gone. This script is trash. Trash. I know that for a fact because those guys went to war with each other. All three of them. And he had taken care of Carrie too. I mean, TLJ suffered from the lack of a big star. Mark Hamill isn't a big star. Carrie was too sick to do anything. And trust me, if she'd been healthy, she would have gone off on Ryan about what was going on with Mark. Because Mark would have complained to her. All right? I don't think he did. And that was probably a good idea. Because she was in ill health. All right? But if Ford had been in all three like he should have been, would not have been the same. Because he would have gone to the mattresses. And I do believe that in the end, there's telling us all that he basically produced Indy 5. Because I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I've almost been on for an hour. Find me a picture between last June and when Indy wrapped this February of Kathy Kennedy being on the set of Indy 5. She didn't even go to see it wrap. Her husband did. I leave you all to fill in the blanks. And as far as Ingram being worried about racism, No, we just want her character to be good. And to the fans who are going to freak out when she turns to the light side and Vader kills her, it's a bait and switch. Fuck off. Shut up. Just enjoy it. You know, look, with the dickhead we have as president right now, gas prices, baby formula, all the rest of that shit going down, we're not allowed to enjoy anything because there are people out there who can't imagine having an enjoyable life. All right, and we do need to do something like a Breitbart.com for pop culture, you know? Yep, you're right, Oiler Greg. Anyway, I gotta go, and Friday morning it's gonna be buzzing, be hopping. Thursday it's gonna be buzzing and hopping. And if you haven't seen The Offer, start watching The Offer because it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. And we've got, thank you for that, Oiler Greg. Thank you for that, Dave. And I've got The Offer on Thursday morning. I've got Obi-Wan the next morning. Winning. See you guys around the galaxy.